Terry, just would you remind me your title, please, so I get it correct?
So I am principal at Friendship Village School.
And Terry, remind me how I pronounce your last name.
Steinbeiser.
Steinbeiser, got it. Terry, let's kind of start at the beginning. You guys had a school-based vaccine clinic at the Friendship Village School on what day? Was it November like 12th or so?
Yes, it was on a Friday. So I believe it was November 12th.
Okay, gotcha. And did how many kids got vaccinated during that clinic? Do you know?
I think 9 students.
9. And how many students do you guys have in the total school?
82.
82. Okay, gotcha. Were there and Friendship Village, pardon me, is elementary?
Yes, it's a K-6 school.
K-6.
Elementary
Okay.
school. Yes.
Okay. So you got kids 5 to 11 there is the bottom line.
Yes.
Ages 5 to 11. Got
Yeah,
it.
we might have some 12-year-olds in 6th grade, but
Right.
but our youngest students are around 5.
Got it. So did you had mentioned to me on the phone there were a lot of absences that day? Do you know how many people were absent?
We had 35 students absent.
Okay. November 12th. It wasn't like a long weekend or anything, right?
It was a strange day because Veterans Day was the day before. So some of the students may have been absent because their families were taking advantage of a long weekend with Thursday off and then using Friday for an extra day.
Gotcha. So, I mean, but 35 kids out is I mean, out of a school of 82, it seems like a large percentage.
It was a large percentage.
Okay. Was there any other reason for those absences? You know, let's be blunt and transparent. You know, I had a parent contact me saying she had heard that there was a parent who encouraged other families to not send their kids to school on the day of the vaccine clinic with concerns that the kids would be vaccinated without the parents' consent. Is that something the school became aware of at all?
Yes.
Okay, to what level was the school, like what details does the school know on that?
So we were aware that there was messaging going on through Facebook spreading some of those rumors. And I personally did not see the different messages, but I think that was one of the concerns, vaccination against their will. And another concern was if kids would be bullied if they didn't have the vaccination, or even if they did choose to have the vaccination. So some fear of that.
Well, and you know, that's a separate issue that maybe you and I can address here in a minute, because that's a different aspect. But let's, for the moment, let's just stick on the concept of being you know, vaccinated against their will. Does the school do that?
No.
Would a school-based clinic do that?
No. The parents were given permission slips to sign. The kids only were brought down if they had a signed permission slip. Whole classes did not go down. I personally brought the kids to the nurse's office. Our school nurse was there. Lincoln Health officials were there. Those permission slips were checked. No one was vaccinated without a permission letter from a parent.
Got it. It would be against the law for somebody to be vaccinated, especially a minor, against their will. Is that your understanding too?
It is my understanding.
Yeah. And so do you know what happened to the kids who didn't go to school? Did they have like did they just stay home, or did they go somewhere else, or what's your knowledge on that front?
So again, it's the things that I heard the same way you might have heard it through the rumor mill. And I don't think it's true of all our students, but I believe some students, the parents arranged to take them kind of on a play date together.
And do you know roughly how many families were involved in the kind of the concept of we're concerned about being vaccinated against our will, roughly?
I don't know, because when they called in, most of them called in for their child's absence, but they just said it was due to the vaccination clinic. They didn't say much more specific than due to the vaccination clinic, or being supportive of the people who were concerned about the vaccination clinic.
Got it. So they just said, look, my kid's not going to be there today because you guys are having a clinic today. Is that what they said?
Exactly. Some parents were a little more specific that they didn't believe it was a school's job to have a vaccination clinic within the school. You know, so yeah, they called and gave reasons, but they really didn't say much more than that.
Okay. I mean, look, you're the principal. You chose to, I assume, I used to work with kids as an after school teacher and a camp counselor and a music teacher. Um, I got into it because I love working with kids and I want to take care of kids. And one of the messages that was told to me in my training was, you are mom and dad for the day. You're
Mhm.
supposed to take care of these kids as if they're your own because these parents are trusting you to do that for them while they're at work. Um,
Exactly.
you know, I would imagine. So you share that kind of sentiment about kids? It sounds like.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, does it make you? How does it make you feel when you hear these different things as it comes up as a matter of public health?
So as far as
Parents not
the
wanting their kids
concern,
vaccinated or concerned that they would be vaccinated against. More importantly, that kids would be vaccinated against their will. When you hear that, how does that make you?
so when I heard that, I sent out, and I heard it immediately as soon as the newsletter went home about the vaccination clinic happening. Immediately, two parents called in and said their children would not be in school. And that newsletter goes out on Friday, and the vaccination clinic was the following Friday. So we use Parent Square to communicate. I immediately sent a Parent Square message stating that no child would be vaccinated against anyone's wishes. So I tried to respond immediately to it because I thought it was disturbing. So yeah, it is disappointing if parents don't trust us to do the right thing for their children, but I'm not sure that's the whole reason of everything that was going on.
But it's not untrue to say that that was a concern for some parents.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, uh, on a quick side note, are you able to send me those messages you sent out to parents just so I can have a copy of them and show, hey, look, this is what the school did.
I don't know that if I can copy and paste it, but I can try to at
Okay.
the end of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I can just zip you my email so you have it and all that.
I think I have it when you sent me the Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay, you have my email?
I'm pretty sure it came through with that, so I can try to copy and paste and send it to you, the message we sent out.
Awesome. Um, look, I talked with Maine Health, who helped with your guys' clinic, the partner for the clinic. I've been covering the COVID vaccine for a long time, and I understand how it works with kids. Bottom line is the answer is no. Nobody will be vaccinated against their will. When you hear this type of misinformation as in the middle of what's already been a challenging now almost 2 years of school through this pandemic, how does that make you feel?
I Personally, I would like our kids to not be socially distanced in the classrooms. I'd like kids to be able to be in school without masks. And it's discouraging if we can't take the measures that are necessary so that we can return things to normal as much as possible.
Well, and the
So,
vaccine. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so I mean, we are like many schools doing pool testing within our school. Um, the vaccination clinic is one other measures that we can take. So I totally understand people's concerns and feelings, but as an administrator, I would like us to move forward as much as we can so that our kids can have a normal school experience.
And if I remember correctly, a child who is fully vaccinated, even if they are a close contact of somebody who tests positive, does not need to quarantine or isolate in a way that would remove them from in-person learning.
Yes,
Mom and dad
yes,
would have to get childcare, et cetera, right?
yes, yes. And the
So-
same thing if they participate in pool testing.
okay. And do you guys require all your students and staff at schools to wear masks all day long?
At this point, we do, yes. As long as the contagion level is high, which it is for Knox and Link counties, all students and staff are wearing masks.
Got it. Terry, I think we covered. Well, let me ask you this: do you think we've covered the portion regarding um, unauthorized vaccination?
Yes, yep.
Okay. Then I did want to just, because I want to be sensitive to your time, ask you about the other portion that you brought up, that there were parents who were worried that kids, vaccinated or not, would get bullied. I mean, has that happened at all in your school or any
I
of the schools that you're aware of?
I know nothing about that. I just know when I asked specifically and reached out to a parent about what's going on and why is this happening, that was one of the responses I was given. But I know of no bullying at all in our school around the choice to vaccinate or the choice not to vaccinate.
Um, to think that that would be a concern of a parent How does that make you feel?
I don't know. I feel like it's my responsibility to try to help alleviate it as soon as I understand if it's going on, but I don't know of anything happening at this point.
Oh, no, sure. I guess what I mean is, you know, I'm not supposed, let me say this. I'm not supposed to put my opinions and feelings on this, but I am a dad. And
Mhm.
if my daughter were being bullied at school because of my family's choice to either get her vaccinated or not, that would make me as a parent upset. How does it
Yes.
make you feel as an educator to hear that that is a concern of a parent?
It's about trust. I hope that they trust us to, if bullying is occurring, to take the measures that we're required to take to eliminate it. We have policies, district policies in place, and there are state, I don't know if they're policies, but state regulations regarding bullying. And I would hope everyone would trust us to follow through with that.
But as societally, we're at a place where that's even a concept, right? I mean, years ago, people used to be bullied for disabilities or wearing glasses or the color of their skin, and now this is, another thing, I guess, is
Mhm,
kind of where
mhm.
my brain is going.
And there's just very strong feelings in this community on both sides of the issues regarding vaccinations. And I'm trying very hard to just be sensitive of how strongly people feel about this issue. And concerns about bullying, I think, is just a reflection of how strongly they feel about it.
Certainly. And I think as you and I talked about on the phone, somebody's choice to get vaccinated or not, that is their choice. Um,
Mhm,
and that's not it is not my role as a journalist to evaluate that person's decision. But it is
mhm,
my job as a journalist to dispel any myths. And this
mhm.
being the myth about a child being vaccinated against their will or their parents' permission or consent is simply not true.
Yes,
So I just
yeah.
want to make sure that I'm abundantly clear about kind of where this story is going for me. But I just, it just was interesting to me that's a concept that kids are dealing with now in this pandemic world. So anyway,
Mhm.
um, well, I don't know, Terry, is there anything else that you wanted to mention about all this that you think is important for parents to know?
No, I think the most important message is what we've already said, that just will not happen. And,
Okay,
maybe also the message is that we are doing everything we can to keep kids safe here at school.
totally. Do you guys have another vaccine clinic scheduled for kids 5 to 11?
So there are 2 doses for students, just like there are for adults, and the second dose is upcoming.
Yeah, actually, it's probably within what, like another week or so. I think it's
Um,
like 3 weeks in between doses for kiddos.
yeah, I really, yes.
Yeah. Are you concerned that there would be more absences, the same number of absences or more?
Yes. I don't think there would be more, but I think I can see the same many amount. I'm hoping for fewer, that things went smoothly. There were no issues. The vaccination clinic itself was maybe 45 minutes long. It was just a quick process of in and out within the school. So I'm hoping that for the kids that were here, that message has gotten out, that it really wasn't even disruptive, that so parents feel better about sending their kids.
Got it. Got it. Um, Terry, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. I know this is a sensitive issue, and as I spoke about with one mom, I know it's a small town, and I know that this stuff, between friends and family members, it passes back and forth really quickly. So, um, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to address it. And again, my goal is to make sure that we're not evaluating or judging anybody based on their decisions, but just letting parents know what the truth is, and that sorry, and that a kiddo is not going to get vaccinated against their will. Maybe that
Perfect.
changes things for the next time around. Maybe it doesn't. That's not that's not my goal. My goal is just to
Right,
make sure
right.
that parents are able to make an informed decision based on facts.
Mhm. I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Steve had asked that I check with you about how this would be aired or when it's going to be aired, just so
Yep.
that I would be able to view it.